Ah, I come in on the intro. What are the chances? That's like 1 in 125. How's it going, everybody? I suppose it is episode 139. It was bound to happen at some point. He's going to drop the wrong website link in a minute. It's scuffedepoch.com. Stop saying... He's going to say... Stop. So, anyway. With that unique intro out the way, it is 8 o'clock on the 14th of May, 2025. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Hello, Kurt Curtis. Hello, Apollonia. Hello, Fernicar. Hello, Dragon Diffusion. If you're watching live or you're watching later, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is Scuffed Epoch. As I was saying, if you want to join us, there is a link in the description with the join link for the Discord. There may be other places, but for now, that's the main one. We got a website, scuffedepoch.com. And that's mostly all of it. I am Drift Johnson. I'm here for the next couple of hours, and we're going to be kicking the cat, because that's not even what I'm looking at. You might be wondering what I mean by that. The El Gato is sleeping. Wake up. That's what I'm looking at. Very strange start to the show tonight. So Dragon is here. Welcome, welcome. He said he just finished watching Batman Dark Knight Rises, classic film. The police are chasing Batman when he resurfaces. Good stuff. Well, I'll happily share a stage with Dark Knight Rises any day. Yeah, battle crews are operational. Everybody's here. Good stuff. So yeah, this show is like we do it every day at 8 o'clock. It's more like an open door art club, you know, like people can just come in and see what we're doing. Regulars will sit in and work on what they're working on. And I'm up front trying to stretch some imagination here. So what we've got is we've got my latest node, SVG Art Generator. Now, it is quite funny. This one doesn't work. It's kind of ironic because I've got the code for this, so I might fix it. But yeah, you get a white screen. It's totally broken. But the actual main purpose of this is to generate the SVG art grid, which it does, okay? Now, I can use Scour, which is another one of my nodes, to reduce the file size of the node. And then we can even do vector to raster using the 2SVG pack, which my nodes are based on, so you may as well pick that one up too. They won't conflict. And essentially what we're doing is we're saving both the SVG for future use, and then we're also saving the vector to raster, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into something useful, okay? Because at the moment this is cool, and we've seen a lot of people messing around. Control-Alt-Art, here he is, the man himself. He's written a bunch of his own nodes based on this idea, and he's actually got a bunch of cool stuff which he's shared in the Discord. So, as I say, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into more than what it is. And I think what it'll do is it'll sort of open up doorways as to what the hell... Because the thing is, sometimes it doesn't... A lot of the tools we make are quite abstract, right? So, first of all, we're not going to be looking at it in this layout. We're going to be looking at it in a linear layout. So we're just going to shuffle everything around a bit. Let's just give it a gap so it looks nice. We can have that one there. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's my project file path, so that's so I can actually just save the image. And then there's another project file path, and then it saves the SVG. Okay, so now, in fact, I may as well just do something like this, and then big that one up. Now, the funny thing is, right, the SVG actually looks better, because SVGs are like super crisp, super sharp. Yeah, look at that. And obviously the raster never looks as good because it has to alias all of the curves and all lines, everything. Whereas this is pure. I mean, well, there is a bit of it, but I think you get the point. You get the point. Vectors. So let's just put this one back down to size here. Oh wait, no, not that one. This one. But I guess that actually does tell us what we're saving here. So, yeah, fine. Should we make them both big? got a different size, whatever. Close enough. Right. So like I say, if I just compress this up a little bit. Wow, we don't need that now. Only reason I had that was to prove that Scour was actually working. I just use default settings, guys. You can do all kinds of stuff with Scour, but essentially it's empty. It's deleting empty XML from the generation, because obviously we generated it. Yeah. Okay. And every time you hit it, it gives you a different one. That's how this works, yeah? It's very cool. They print out amazingly, right? And obviously we could customize this code in as much in here. Now, one thing I haven't really attacked is it has a remote palette right now, which is a JSON file. Okay, so we might want to look into creating our own, you know, or maybe there are already a library of these which has got more than just that one, right? What else? Ah, big block size. Let's go for big block size 3. And you can see the big block, right? It's random what it'll be. It won't be a square circle every time. There, this time it's just a, what's that, like a equals, well, like a flag, and it's a cross. It's kind of randomized, you know. And then what was the other thing you can do? The big block size, palette index. Oh yeah, you can turn big block off, right? And I'm like, okay, so why, so what, right? Well, let's go fixed. So let's say this one, is it going to change the palette? No, it's procedural. Cool. So we've got that one. Now I'm going to see what does it look like with, let's go big block size 2. And we'll say big block yes, right? Okay, so it made a big block down there. Do it again. Good, it's the same. Big block size 3. And it's in a different spot, even better. So that's 3 animation states by my book. So what that means is you can set it up so that it's going random seed. So let's change the seed, right? Random seed. And the first state will be no big block, right? So we get this. So that'll be frame 1. And then for frame 2, we can do big block size 2 on. Bing. So that makes a little spot up here. And then we go big block size 3. Bing. And it makes it up here. So then you got 3 frames then. Spot appears, but it's otherwise the same. And then we hit it with the interpolation. So, but you didn't think I'd say that. Oh! Everyone's gone, according to YouTube. I think my YouTube stats are broken again today. It's probably best to just not look at it. But yeah, so that's the sort of rough idea. So if I open up a new tab real quick and just say load image, and we open it up and we say, where is it? 2025. What? What am I even looking at right now? That's like, that's just work stuff. Okay, hang on. I need to go to the file, which is what I'm... Windows Life. So, where are we? Output. Oh, everything's all weird today. There we go. Output SVG suite tests. Okay, so here's a bunch of them. Right, there we are, look. So let's open that one up first, and then we'll make 3 more. And then we'll get the next one, and then we'll get the next one. And then what I'll do is I'll get the last one like that. Did I get more space after deleting extra files? Yes, I did. Enough to actually do the install and everything. It's kind of funny. It turns out that what it is, right, is... I need to turn this down. What it is... it was all the VNVs. I went into my tools folder and I found a load of VNVs that had like 5 to 10 gigabytes each So I just went through all of those old coding projects and deleted all the VNVs, because, you know, you can install them again. They just, you know, you install them on use, so who cares? So I just deleted all of that. I got like 100 gigabytes back. Easy. It's because every time we make a vibe code, we're like doing VNV, downloading models, all of that. So anyway, what do we got? We have load image, and I'm going to do Rife. Whoops. Rife 49. Okay, and I could have done GIMS. GIMS would have actually been a little bit more interesting, but this will work and it's better on memory and all kinds of other things. So we're actually going to go with 8. Although there's only 2, okay, so I guess we have to make a batch here real quick. Make batch images, so we'll go 1, 2, and in. And that's the basic setup, pretty much, which we're going to repeat. So this one in the first one, that one in the second one, that one in the interpolate, and again 8, because 8, 16, 24, we can render this at 24. Well, actually, wait, 8, 16, 24, 32. But technically this isn't actually a thing, so right, I just want to, right, this is here to demonstrate what we're doing, but it's not going to get used, and it'll make sense why. Okay, because then we can save it at 24. So whoops, not that, put that there, put that there, put that there. Okay, and then we get the last image is the first image. Alright, so then we got a little loop going on, and we're going to need 888, and then we're going to need the combine merge by media mixer. So we'll go A into the B, A into the B, we'll get another one, A into the A, B into the B. And then video combine. It's not doing it. It's doing loads of shortcuts. Video combine. Go like that. There we go. And 24. Okay, and then now we can delete that. Just like I said, just for show. Alright. Let's see how we blow. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. Should I go on? I think we should go on. And I think what we should do, we should put this into a video engine, we should put it into a video model for fun. Let me just save the file so it's like not crazy. But yeah, like I say, that'll work. Now, I don't want to be doing this, do I? Do you know what I mean? This is all like effort, yeah? I could have just been doing that from the start. And now I think you can see where I'm going with all of these image generator, programmatic image generator tools, okay? So let me just get this workflow here and shove it here, and then we're gonna go 1 to make this a bit more reasonable. Something like that. Just something a bit more tame. So this one is going to be no big block. This one is going to be big block 2. And the last one, big block 3. So then we go image. So I'm doing it with the raster. Do you know what I mean? Let's just make some reroutes here so it's nice and pretty. Oh wow, isn't it funny that one like is all screwed over? Close it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag shift click into the output to output like this. Just move the links. These are no longer required. Okay, now because the system is making everything the same size, you don't need to worry about that. If you were mixing, you would have to worry about that, so just bear that in mind. And we are using the rasterized versions, not the SVGs for this, because that's the whole idea, you know, like rasterize the generate SVG, rasterize, and then put it into a normal workflow. So there it is. And then the only other thing, of course, is you'll want a common seed control so that actually we can batch this, but it will be under control. So we obviously want that on randomize. Okay, just wait. I guess it'll go near all of the other settings, but yeah. Let's just make like 8 of these and let it rip. There we go. And now we wait. Those ones were kind of close together. See, there's no control over where the thing's going to be. I reckon we can make this even better, see? It's very subtle. But I'm pretty sure that you could modify the code so that it would make more changes, like, or there's more settings, like you could say all of the letters change, or symbols become, you know, like a checkbox to swap the letters and the symbols around, for example. So it's the same, so it's programmatically as similar as possible, right? Okay. And don't forget that this is quite a subtle way of doing it, yeah? So like if I was just to duplicate this tab, can you even do that? Yeah. I thought they'd taken the button away for a minute there, guys. So what happens when you take the seed control off? Well, after we've done 2, it's gonna start making completely different every time. Every single one will be different. Okay. Oh, I just did 16 by accident. Whoopsie. Oh boy, it's saving images like crazy. I really should have calmed down. Right, was it because they're all unfixed now? I made 16 of the same thing. Joke's on me. Right, let's do increment on the first one, fixed on the middle one, and then decrement on the last one. So it's always that middle one. Let's go. So it always has to go to the same middle. Hell yeah. It's too easy. And we can do better as well. We don't have to end here. Right now it's like super randomized. I would say I want to go for 16 on this one because it's so crisp. I think it might work. Normally it would like look like crap if you do too much, but I think this is like one of those rare times when it might actually work out really well. So, because the thing is, it'll spend twice as long in a smush state, right? Let's just do one and see how it comes out. Hopefully, fingers crossed for a good color selection, guys. Oh yeah, that's good. That's excellent. It doesn't even matter if you have the big block and all of that stuff on at this point, because it's just going to randomize through palettes. That's cool. Okay, hang on a minute. Put me in front of it. See if it's good for a new background. Maybe you need to put like a black shade over it, but okay, and remember, the funny thing about this is that we're currently running at 2048 by, well, it's not really because we're doing 9 to 16, so it's actually like 1152 by 2048. Should we see if it can handle 4K for fun? Let's do it for fun, for science. So we'll say 4096 on the height, and this might blow up the interpolation. I don't know. We'll see. 496. There we go. It's pretty much maxed out now. Go. Got a bit boring colours. That's alright. The middle one's always going to be that same one. Whoa! You know, no, the video merge didn't like it. It was too big. It was too big, too buku. I wonder though. Nah, it's going to be the same thing. See, I've got an image size adjuster which would take things up to cascade, but that's still 2048 by 2048. I mean, I suppose we could try 3072 just to get a little bit more res out of it. But again, it might. Because how does that even work at 19? How does that even? What is that at 16 to 9? What even is that? Oh, this is going to be a colourful one. Please don't break. Ah, got. Size of tensors must match expected size, but got 2048. I wonder what it is that's clamping the size. Maybe this only goes up to 2048. I've never heard of that before, but could it be any of my stuff? No. They are 2048 by 1152, so oh well. Oh, I know what it is. I'm a stupid idiot. Give us a sec. I forgot that I have to control all of them. Yeah, I didn't. Yes, thank you, Fernica. You spotted it too. I forgot to do the thing. You got to do them all. You know, you can't just change one of them. That's how you get a mismatch. Yeah. Good times. Well, hang on a minute. I only actually need one because it's going to be a square thing. Because, yeah, the aspect ratio of the columns and rows will set it. Do you know, originally it was supposed to let you set the size of each individual tile, but I think that got lost in translation when I made the node. And to be honest, I prefer it this way, actually. Because the other way, I didn't really have a clue how big it was going to be. You'd have to, like, do a bunch of math and stuff. We can avoid all that. We've got AI to do math for us now, right? It's like the one thing it's bad at. It's great. Okay, ready? It's working now, isn't that great? Oh. Wow, it looks even better in high res. Zooming in on that. Look at that, that's beautiful. It's like Flash, but it melted. It's like Flash, but you left it on the oven. Flash. but it's burning. Okay. Well, we need to do it then, don't we? 4096, baby. I want 4K, whatever this is. And then we'll figure out how we can do the thing. Did Eric's call back yesterday after the stream? I think it was too late, honestly. By the time I finish the stream, it's too late. I only actually do 2 hours a day. It's quite funny, actually. Like I said, we're here for 2 hours every day. And people think it's all I do. I don't know. Lava lamp vibes, yeah, right? I think it's going to look even better on this next run. Whoa, dude. Okay. Now, how can we make this useful, right? How can we make this useful? Okay. So, we have 3 frames, yeah? Currently, we have 3 frames. right? So currently we have 3 frames, and they're doing 16 frames each at the moment. So what I should do straight away to make it, say I want to make it every, I want to do 2 per beat, for example, on like a timer. Okay. Oh, this is fun. Ready? Reroute. And this one will be first. That one will be there. And that one will be... Wait, what? Have I hooked this up like a dumbass? No, it's hooked up for the last way it was hooked up. Yeah, wait, what? Huh? Oh? That one. Yeah, welcome back, yeah. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then 2. There you go, it looks good now. See, when it starts to look like some kind of like geometric graph, then you know it's right. Okay, so now we've got all of these. Now I'm going to put this one on random. Okay, so we have a fixed one. I'm actually going to put the middle one on random as well now, because it's fine. But obviously these are choices that you will make, right? These are choices that you will make. I'm going to take true off on the big block there. Right. Wait. I am silly. Look what I did. It's fine, it doesn't matter, I can just plug it in there, but it's just funny to me. I was like, yeah, that looks great, and then it's like, no, you didn't do it right at all. But there it is, it's done. Okay, so now we've got it on 4, right? Now, my idea is, if these are actually on 15, okay, oh no, not that one. Not the columns. Dirt. Wait, where's 15? Ah, it's here. So if they're on 15 multiplier, not change, I didn't mean to change. I looked for the first 16 and just changed it. No. We changed the multiplier from 16 to 15, and then we changed the frame rate from 24 to 30. I'm gonna do something funnier as well after that. Let's do this. I need project file path gens as well. Oh my god, this is going to be too big, surely. Surely this is going to be too big. I need project file paths, come on. Where are they at? Here they are. SVG suite, project file path generator. Raster. Okay. There and there. So, raster. And there, this one's going to be SVG vid. Yeah, sure. Put that one in there. And this one is vid 60. Because you guessed it, this one's going to be 60 FPS. So we'll have 60 FPS in 4K. And then we'll convert it back to SVG. No, I'm joking. Okay. Oh, here it goes. We have our images. That looked like the same image. What are the chances? It is the same image. Wait. How did it randomly hit that? Nah. That's not possible. It is possible. What? So this one, I get it. It just hasn't randomized yet. Stop. Go again. Yeah, it just hasn't actually randomized yet. But it will. There we go. That's more like it. Now there. Wait. One of them's on. Yeah. Okay. Now the interpolation might get weird. It might even break. Because, you know, we're asking quite a bit. We're like, we can do it. You can do it, not Claude. You can do it, Comfy. Ooh, please don't explode. It's actually quite a lot of frames. Hey, do you know what this could... Wait. Oh, no, it doesn't end. No, wait, it does end. It does end on the last image. But it doesn't really. So there'll be a jump. I don't know. It might loop forever. Nah, it does jump. It just suddenly becomes the first frame. I wonder if there's a way to fix that. I swear I've been here before, guys. I know that you end it on the first frame and then it will loop, but for some reason it's not looping. Wow, that's so much cleaner. Holy shit. Whoa. This was worth it? This project was worth every single cent? God dang. So, like, do I really need a video background anymore? I could make stuff. Like, obviously this is a little bit hyperactive and crazy, but this is interesting. Very interesting. Because the thing is, right, the next thing I want to look at is a masking. Yeah, there is a jump. There is a jump, yeah. Hang on, let me just double check the logic here, because it's supposed to interpolate to the last frame. At the thank you, Fernicar, you legend. I didn't even hook it up yet. It's because I'm the best and I make mistakes and I own my mistakes. So here we go. Put that in the bottom, put that, oh wait, shift click, put that there, and then there we go. Now we've got the chain up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So he didn't get the last bit, so let's go again. I'll be releasing this one as well, guys. The only reason I haven't released any of this stuff yet is because you can't really do it without that node, and I haven't released the node, so I got to do a node update. But we're going to do all of that tonight. So Control Alt Art says you could generate each segment as a separate layer and animate position and size on canvas independently. Yeah, that was... You're like a mind reader, dude. Like what I'm going to do next is generate a square image and mask out the center, and then we'll make a white canvas and arrange them. So you've literally just... God, yeah. That's exactly what we're going to do. And there's a bunch of cool stuff you can do with this as well, guys. So, yeah. We're gonna get there. Like I said, the masking is gonna be super. It's gonna be great now. The masking is gonna be amazing. In fact, you know what? I feel like giving you like a conceptual. Yeah, let's give you a conceptual idea of what I mean. So check this out, right? If I go load video. So this isn't without. I'm doing this the most simple way I can think of. Okay, because you know, it's going to take like possibly days to actually get the nodes and the workflows done. So let's just give you the concept and you can pretty much do it yourself. So yeah, we got Inspire MBG. You're going to want to put JIT on because it's going to be the video that we're doing. Now we've got 54 frames here. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to use something else. God help me, what's in here? Okay, so it's mostly a bunch of that stuff. What's this? A DJZ? Okay, yeah, that can work. That can actually, yeah. Ooh, it's got the water stuff. That's going to make it difficult. Because that's also an effect that we did. Right, putting the vertical text and then the text layers in front of and behind the video. which is the same concept. So actually this is quite a good idea of what we're going to do. We're going to take a moving subject, and instead of putting text in front and behind, we're going to choose whether we want the person to be made out of this, or if we want her to spin around in front of this. And we'll probably be able to get both. So boobity boop. So here is the mask, obviously, that we're going to be continuously using for everything. Right, we can take the image as well, but it's not as important. Okay, and what I'll probably do is just use a load node, because again, it's the safe, easiest way to do it. So if I get the load video, please, and we go to there, not that one. Yeah, that one. So we have our background layer, right? And then we're going to do layer blend advanced 2, but I don't think we're going to really need most of the features. You can just use, in fact, let's just use the normal one. Yeah, they're both the same. I just use that one, image blend V2. Yeah. So not advanced, but still V2. So obviously the background layer is going to be this one, and we're going to cap this to 60 frames because this one has 60 frames, so there's no mismatch in the length. We're then going to go mask, layer, and there's an invert right now. Control C, Control Shift V. We'll have both, and we'll go combine video. Yeah. Oh. We'll say H264. I'm going to want one of my project nodes. I need 2 of them. So we're going to say, let's see, this would be RemBG subject, and this one would be true invert, and this one would be normal, and then this one would also be RemBG subject. There we go. Okay, and if I just duplicate those, put the file paths in, and then the images. Last check. I think that's good. Oh, of course, my bad. It's actually being loaded. This is being loaded at 60 frames per second. This is actually, that's going to be interesting. Well, hang on a minute. I might be able to make this run at 60 and then make this run at 30 and then save it all as 30 in the end. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I've got a funny feeling that it's got a match, but I want to see if it can actually figure this out. Let me let's take this down here for a sec and just bypass. Okay, let's take a little look, shall we? A little bit different from the idea I was going to go with, but it's, you know, everything else is the same idea, really. I'm gonna, I don't know. The length is usually a concern, and now it will be like not the same length. So 60 at 30 is 2 seconds. But I think this is also 2 seconds. Or it was. Yeah. They're different sizes as well. That matters. Yeah. All right. Fine. You caught me. So yeah, we have to do a size normalization, But luckily, I've already got one of those. So the question is, what do we want to do? Do we want to do that at a bigger size or the other way around? I think we should probably just scale the frames out of here to be whatever this is. So then that means this gets shrunk. It's not ideal. Although we could blow this up because, well, how much smaller is it? I don't think it's that much smaller. I think we should probably blow this up. I think that's 4K. This is probably full 1080. Maybe a bit bigger. So I think actually what I'll do is I'll take the size from the background. So I got a mod called Size Adjuster. It's like an automatic aspect size ratio calculator. That's all it really does. And then you can change up a bunch of stuff. I'm going to go cascade. So what it'll do is it'll clamp both things to a 2048 scale. So that will actually get scaled down. Actually, let's just do it this way first. Just quick. I need a resizer. So it works with any resize node. I'm not trying to make you use my resize node. All it does is work out the numbers. You plug an image in and it'll give you the adjusted width and height. Just like that. Now sometimes it matters which one of these you pick. So I would test them out. I generally go with fill crop because it will find the best. You know, it is a keep proportion tool, but it's recalculating longest edge for divisible by. So it's good for diffusion, because obviously everything is like, if the tiles are clean, the image generation is usually better. And so obviously what I'll do is I'll copy and paste that one, and it's been, you know, driven by this. Obviously it's being shrunk down, so it shouldn't be too much of a difference. And then what we'll do is we'll put our image in here, not the one that comes out of the RemBG, interestingly, although sometimes you might use that one. Hold on. What's going on here? Hang on. No. We've messed something up. Hold up. Yeah, if we're going to resize that, this is going to have to go past. Yeah. Actually, so yeah, it looks like that. Bit weird, but it works. Maybe. Let's see, next error. I still think this is a bit of a... Because I don't really want to slow that down. I mean, the obvious choice is you just turn this down to 30 and then fine. But I want to see whether it will figure it out. Hasn't crashed yet. I shouldn't have said that, should I? It seems like it's having fun. But we've got to remember, this is ginormous. What I probably should do is actually downscale it to SDXL size, just so it's easy to work with. Which is just like that. But then everything gets downscaled and I have to upscale it at the other end, which is fine. But it's sort of like, if I can get away with preserving that sharpness, I'll try. Black screen. Yeah, it worked beautifully, guys. Haha. That's exactly what I was expecting. So, obviously a better sample will work better. I can't believe it even it kept the text. That's cool. And then the opposite is going to be the opposite. So it'll be just the woman and then it'll be the animation for the rest. So that worked great. It did clip it off a little bit, and that's because the aspect ratio of this is unusually tall. I don't know what that aspect ratio is, but it got clipped. She lost her hat and her ankles. So it wasn't truly 16 to 9 by the looks of it. But yeah, that's beautiful, right? I'm going to save that, post it up in the video section if you want to take a look at it in all its glory without all the YouTube live compression. And obviously the workflow is in there too, but at the end of the day, you know, you'll have to wait because the nodes are still coming. There you go, look at that. That's not bad. Gives you a little bit of like an advert pop type thing. So how can we make this more better? Well, like I said, we could make it faster by doing the SDXL, and the beauty of that is it'll get crushed a little bit, which actually opens up the door for upscaling. So I'm going to leave it on Cascade for that one, and then we've got to do some housekeeping because it's getting out of control. Hang on, I need to do the stuff. We've done too much without documenting. Won't take long. As long as I can find a workflow. Come on. If it's the same one. Yeah, I'm being scanned. Okay, cool. It's good to know. So it's forgotten everything I was doing. So let's just grab a step, which is a really cool thing that I do want to have a little look at. Take the docs for that. Yeah. We got a bunch here. Yeah, we got a bunch here. Okay. Can it move? No, it doesn't move. That's alright. Sometimes it moves, sometimes it doesn't move. So SVG, sweet, art grid. Art grid. Hard art. That's what we want. What? Okay. It's like I'm not typing sometimes. Export the things, need the things, do all. Right, next. Oh yeah, we'll take this one. Not sure what the difference is between this one and the last one. It's the same but laid out differently. Let me just double check this. Yeah, it's the same but just sideways. Okay. It's the same but sideways. Yep, that's what we're doing. This won't take long. I'm pretty quick when it comes to this stuff, as long as I don't make a mistake, you know. Good. And then this one is the basic animation introduction. No freaking thing on it though. That one. So lazy. Oops. loop. Basic loop 20. Yeah, I nearly got distracted. Oh. Last one. Oh, and here we are with the 4-piece and the craziness. Alright, here we go. Pull that in. Oh crap, I missed one. I missed like one node. Just move it to there and then move that back. There we go. Okay. And then this needs to be its own thing, man. This needs to be its own thing. So I'm gonna copy that. That's what I mean. I was just like blazing through. We ended up making like 4 workflows, 5, maybe 4 or 5. I'm not sure. I can't count. Can't spell or count. I'm doing pretty good though. It was fine in the end. Okay, right. It's a bit of an awkward layout. Okay, subject video. We need to do something about it. It's no good. Subject video, background video, which is also the foreground video. Subject video, background video. Let's just split them out a little bit more. And, put that at the bottom. No. Looks stupid. What about that? Yeah, that looks better. Immediately. Yep. That's not bad. It's a bit weird though. It's still weird. There we go. And then can bring it all down again. Level it out. Alright. That's getting better. It's like moving. It's like I'm rearranging the chairs on the Titanic, but less dramatic than that bit. Do you know what I mean? It's good. It looks relatively clean. You know, I mean. Can we? There we go. Come on, boys. We can get it done. Oh. Okay, so what's this one going to be called? What's the last one going to be called? Now we can delete this. And then bring this back. That's so trippy from here. Look at that. That's crazy. Just going for it, dude. Turn it into 16:9 and just stand in front of it. Okay, so this one is like advanced loop, I guess. With advanced, this is okay. So ADV loop 60 FPS. There's a big mouthful there. And we're gonna go 25 on this one. And export it. And save the thing. Save the dream. Take that pair, Here. So what's that? Workflow number 4. Workflow number 4. That one is workflow number 4. This one is workflow number 5. The 5th, as they say. I still think it looks weird though. The resize should be on top. Everything needs to get dragged out more. Call me crazy. Should be up here. Even though it's connected to that thing. Normally I would connect it to that one and switch the whole thing round. I think it just needs to be like that. I'm just having a moment with my node organization here, guys. Don't worry about it. Right. So what do we got here then? This is the RemBG, the RemBG swap trick thing. RemBG blending, let's call it. Art Grid RemBG blending. RemBG blending. Now this will actually work real insane. You know what I mean? It's all about what you put into it. You know, if you put something cool into it, and the RemBG picks up on it nice, you're good to go. But just remember, you can use any mask sequence. So if you've got a masked sequence of a thing, some stuff RemBG doesn't pick up. It's really good, but there are edge cases. All you got to do is make your own mask sequence. Maybe we should cover doing that on another. Maybe we should do that on another show. Yeah. Wait a minute. Can't we just make one in Comfy? I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can. Let me think about that. Did I save this yet? I don't think I did. RemBG blending. No, I haven't saved it yet. See, I'll derail myself if I give myself any chance. Export. Yes. And then right click. Save the PNG. Rename it. Take it. Let's see. Close that. Put it in with the rest. Oh. That's another one. Save that preview. Save that preview. Now, do I have something different? Something different. Something different. Okay, hang on. Joe Rogan. What? Something weird going on with that one. Jazik. Whoa, water, water, water. Look at her go. Whoa. Now super slow. It's just the same chip. Oh. Oh, uh-oh. We're getting into dangerous territory. What's that? Oh, it's just Jensen Hang. It wasn't me. I thought the next one was going to be me. Hybrid. Now that. No. Let's do this one. 60 frames. It does seem like it slowed it down. Yeah, it definitely slowed it down. What if I do 120? What's it gonna do? That's square though. And it's taking it from this one. It'll stretch her out. Oh no, what have I done? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so like I said, there we go, swap it over. Now it'll take it from this size and we'll do it at SDXL, not Cascade like a crazy fool. But I guess that is like making this smaller though, actually, so it was a valid thing. So I was thinking, you know, you have a person running towards the camera or a car driving round a corner or something like that, and you can use that mask and do this effect, either, you know, with the foreground or the background being replaced. I wouldn't be surprised if you could actually just use another video to drive both layers. So you're then just using the mask of the person to drive two of these. That'd be insane. But it'd have to be like quite recognizable. You end up getting into color theory and all kinds of stuff, but you should be thinking about that stuff. Okay. But not too much. Oh, yeah, boy. It's the next Marvel supervillain. The Gridner. Let's have a look what it looks like this way round. It should be just in time. Hopefully. That's actually sick. I'm gonna have to do my dog next. See if it'll pick up an animal. And you know what? Even though it squished it, it didn't squish it, it cropped it, actually. Oh, that's an AI woman as well, but yeah. She's made out of pictures. I know, sounds obvious, right? She's made out of pictures. Really, is she now? What's Lix? LYX, that'll be LTX. It's all coffee time stuff. I don't think coffee time gets picked up by RemBG. But I think it's worth finding out. So I'm going to need to commission a brand new art grid, which will be going the other way round. So let's add another primitive. Wait. Hang on a minute. No, wait. Aspect size will drive this thing. No, surely not. No, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. It puts width and height out. It doesn't... yeah, no. For a minute there, I was getting excited. Hang on a minute. Let's see. Have we got one that'll output a thing in a thing? I don't think I do. They all do what mine does. None of them... Yeah, none of them just give you a... Yeah. Okay. I'm so close to creating a width and height tuple node in this system, because so often you need to do width and height together, and I don't like running, you know, like watch, I have to do a width and a height and I have to do it separately, you know what I mean? It's like, and they're primitive nodes, so you have to do a width and a height separately, you know, whenever you want to do a pair of things you have to do both. And I've always thought, wouldn't it be interesting to have a node that stores a tuple of width and height, and you just pull it out, you feed it in, you pull it out. But I think that's basically what Easy Use is. Right, so anyway, we're going to do the rows and cols here, yeah? So rows and cols. Same as the width and height though, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to go around and plug all these in. So rows and cols. Rows. Not a big deal, but you know, it's just like, I wish I could automate this or something. So now I've got my rows and cols hooked up, I can just switch it round like this and we'll go for 16:9 on the same resolution, and it's going to make me a cool widthways version. Do you know what the funny thing is? We haven't even, like, we've been going for an hour on this and we haven't even gotten to the meat and gravy. We're still messing around with hors d'oeuvres here. This is cool, but where's the you know what I mean? Where's the diffusion? Where's the diffusion? Can anybody see any diffusion yet? I can't see any diffusion yet. This is all Python CPU stuff, right? We're not even doing any of that yet. So it's like we've been going for an hour building out stuff, you know, to take advantage of interpolation and SVG generation so that we can get these cool animations going. But this is like all before. This is going to be our input. And my idea is I'm going to feed this into video model. I'm going to feed it into video model as frames. Yep. And you know what? There's a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't even done. Like, where's the noise? Where's the noise over time? Where's... Maybe I should put a spinning triangle in front of all of these guys just for fun. Yeah, let's do that. Video pyramid. Y'all need video pyramid generator in your life. Okay, so how many frames have we got right here? So let's see, max frames 120, FPS 30. So we're currently at 60 FPS. So let's go 60. The width and the height will be 512 because my plan is to chuck it in the middle of the video. Oh, that's a bit of a lame one. It's come out a bit like too many vomit palettes. What? Some of the palettes are a bit too not contrasty enough. Right. So how big is this? I forget. It's 496 by 496. So actually we could probably do 1024, 1024. Okay. And then what I want to do, well, obviously let's just like not get too sidetracked. Because obviously we could just be, no, not that one. We can just be running this on the side. So let's just run that. Hopefully it can actually pick her up. I don't know. RenBG might lose its mind because I couldn't find anyone. But anyway, we'll come back to him. So where were we, right? So we were doing this. Now, where do I put it? Right in the middle. Yeah, so RenBG. Yep. So RenBG, baby. And then we get the same thing that we used in the next workflow, which is this node, Image Blend V2. I love it. Image Blend V2. Take the background image, which is obviously the last render. And then we take the mask from RenBG. Done. Okay, and then sometimes I'll use this image rather than this image because we have the mask and sometimes it's actually better to use the mask than the image output. But again, up to you which one you use. I think it's situational, to be honest, so it's just another thing to check. And then, of course, we don't know what the length is, right? So we thank Kijai for his amazing get image info, or size and count, I should say. Get image size and count from KJ nodes. And we're going to use the count to to do the max frames. Okay, now color scheme. I'm going to go with Cyberpunk, Solid, and Dynamic. I think that should be good. Now I do want to check out what this is actually going to look like. So let's just take one of these and take the save off and just give it a blast real quick. Did it not? Oh, it needs to know what the count is, so it's going to do the thing anyway. I was hoping I could get a sneaky one. Stop, just do the whole thing. I was hoping I could get a sneaky probe in there, but I forgot I hooked up the max frames, so it has to actually do the whole thing just to give me the preview. I was like, well, it's Control-Alt says you need to write a palette JSON based on all color triads, no ugly color combinations. I agree, and that was my plan for the version 2, because right now I'm using the one that came with the blog. So let's open it up. There it is. That is what's being used currently. And so my plan is to host an alternative and give that out while I'm testing it, and then eventually cook it to a preset file in the version 2 of the node. And then that way you can add whatever you want, you know? Let me give this to Claude and see what he thinks about it. That's usually a good way to start. Okay. We can think hard while we analyze this table of color themes in hex code attached. Okay. We are planning the creation of a system which can create new tables of hex codes accurately providing swatches and themes for various color collections, color groupings, such as triadic. I would have said triadic and other common collections. We should plan the creation of a tool which can write these tables. Let me just think about it. If I want to create a tool that's going to create these tables, ultimately there's only so many of them and then it's done, right? How many are there? I know I might sound a little bit facetious, but if there's only a couple of hundred, then you just make them and you don't need to generate them or create new ones. But if I was like able to make a tool where like people could pick, say, I can pick a primary and a secondary, and then it will give me a full palette. So like I could pick blue, red, and then it will give me many different blue, red palettes. I know it can do it, it's just the wording of exactly what it's trying to achieve. I don't think plan the creation of a tool that writes the tables is quite right. Which can generate new color tables using user input. And then for the icing on the cake, we're going to do it with the thing I told you all about yesterday and the day before, which would be write a single file HTML using Tailwind, CSS, Chart.js, Alpine.js, and Font Awesome and CDN only. Off you go, mate. Right, now how is our actual project for today coming on? Oh, that's nice. That is a good cut. That is a good one. That one came out great. Oh, and we've got our triangle. See? Triangle. Now, what I want to do is I want to make it so that it's only rotating on Y. It's more enigmatic that way. Do I have to change? Can I change the size of the thing? Yeah, I can. So let's say it's 1.5 and 4. Okay. Oh, we never made a thing on the end of this, did we? That was silly. I'm gonna need another project file path thingy. Let's put that one there sketchily for now. I think that's good. Obviously I'll want to put on here SVG Pirate. Go for it. Just adding a couple of things on. There's no such thing as ugly colours. You like the puke themed stuff. Well, there you go. Do you know what I mean? There it is. You can never know. And obviously, it's possible to make these go on and on and on and on and on forever. All you have to do is make sure that the beginning is the end, you know. So if you've got a way of making it so that the last one you made, maybe you have a load image at the front, so you don't have to make it in one big long, like you don't have to have like 100 of these going all the way down. All you have to do is have the first one be a load image, so you get rid of all this code at the top and you just use load image, plug it into this reroute, and then when you finish, save the last image, load it in the top, go. Save the last one, load it in the top, go. It doesn't have to be complicated, and then because you're using all of this project file path nonsense, all of the final images will just be in order at the end, so then you just put them all together and slap some music on there, done. You know, it doesn't have to be hard, you don't have to make it into a giant thing. I mean, to be honest, you only really need 2, but I think 4 is okay. So once you get to 8, it can handle it. I'm sure it can handle 8. But I think if you keep doubling it in size to get longer video, eventually it's just going to be like Comfy's just going to say, no, mate, we can't do that. He'll start dropping it all. That's what he does. Okay, so now we get to use my triangle. Ah, crap. That's not what I wanted to happen. Now the egg's on my face. I said rotation Y 3, and I think I broke it. Whoops. I think I broke it, guys. I think what I meant to do was say rotation X. Shit. So now it's gonna, it looked great before, and now it's gonna look like crap. Oh well. We'll give it another spin. Ah! Okay, that's not good. Ah, yes, saved by the ratio. So basically what happened was I didn't do the resizing stuff. So, resizing stuff. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Could not broadcast together 23044096 and then 1024. Right, so it's trying to blow up my triangle. Even though it was broken, so I'm glad it didn't work. But let's take the pyramid size back down to 1. Let's put it back to normal. In fact, can we just reset it? Yeah, there we go. Just reset it, right? Just leave it on that. Now. Ah, crap. Yeah, we do want 1024 though. 1024. We do want 60 FPS because it is 60 FPS. That's weird. It said 127 here and then it says 120 here, so I guess that's just the default, which is like busted. I don't know. What else is wrong with it? Oh yeah, the resizing. See, I'll be honest, I was hoping that it would just figure it out. I guess I just need to blow up the pyramid. We'll just use a cheap resize for this. So, nothing fancy. Right, so we want to do... Ah. Can we up this one? That'll be cheaper. And then do the layer image like that. That might work. And then I can use this. Yes. Width and height. Now it's dynamic again. My goodness me. Okay then. Yeah, we got there. We got there. We did it. It was a bit weird, but we got there. Alright. It's a bit of a mess. I don't like the look of it at all. The aesthetics are all wrong. I think that this needs to be a lot smaller. Oh well, yeah, they're all up there, aren't they? Let's put them all up there. There we go. I don't know what it is. I think it's like after you've done it, like after you've probably made like 4,000 of these damn workflows, you kind of get particular about how they look. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. That looks ugly to me. Everything else is like organic. I don't know. It's probably just where they taught me in Unreal and all of that sort of stuff, like all of the lessons. Just kind of leaks in. Let's see what Claude's got to say about those color tables. Ooh, he's already done it. Look at this guy. Let's see it then. Wasn't that slick? Oh my god. I can't even... I'm in camouflage. There we go. So what's he done? He's created me a bunch of these palettes. Okay. Whoa. Uh-oh, we got a problem, guys. The website's trying to get away from me. Quick, scroll down. We can catch him. Hang on, I'll catch it. It's slipping through my fingers. Oh, no. I think there's maybe a code problem with this website, guys, because the bottom just keeps... It's like... You remember when I made the bottomless website? That was a loop. This one is actually growing. It's growing. And I fear for Chrome because eventually this thing's going to become so large it's going to fill up the whole of Chrome's memory. We're now at 428 megabytes, guys. Oh! It's a singularity of the analysis tab is a memory leak singularity. Don't open it. We'll leave it in because it's funny. Let's see this. Complementary, random. Let's go. Random. Right, so the actual code for what we were trying to do works fine. It's just got a few incy-bincy problems that might, you know, destroy your entire universe if left unchecked. I have to be that hyperbolic because that's what AI is, you know. Oh, someone made a hex code generator and it became sentient. Let's see. Control-Alt-R. I need to keep a notepad by me while watching your streams. I keep getting new ideas for nodes while watching. Ah, you've caught the same disease that I have. I have to do that too. And for me, it's whenever I watch anything now. What was it? Yesterday, it was... maybe we can make a direct ad platform where you just go and watch ads for fun. Like, what? Where'd that come from? So funny. Dragon says, I remember the days of dropping sites that deliberately blew up your browser back in the days of MSN. Yeah, now they just call it bad coding. I suppose it could be intentional, right? But yeah, I think this will make it. So let's check what his export JSON looks like, because if it's just one, it's just one. It's just one. Hang on. Bracket, quote, bracket quote, bracket quote, bracket quote. I mean, I know it's like semantics, you know what I mean? And I know that it won't make any difference in terms of it running. But the thing is that this isn't quite accurate, because while it does what I want it to do... Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. That's something I didn't check. Does it change the number of colours in the examples, or is it always the same? Because that might be programmatically important. 3 to 6 colours. So wait, are there actually examples? I'm not convinced, guys. Oh, mask mismatch. We're in trouble, everyone. I'm not convinced that these are... No, they're not different. They're always 5. There's always 5. There are no 4s. There are no 3s. Okay, we got modifications. We can improve this generator by only creating 5 color palettes, as this is the format we require downstream. See, this is the other thing, everybody. I need to make something clear here when I've got a lot of people here. Like the stream as well, by the way. I keep forgetting to ask people to do that. You got 5 color palette, right? So these are all 5 color palettes, right? Now I could make a tool that will make, because see, this is what it's done. What it's done on default is it's made me a color palette generator, but that's not what I want. Yeah, I want something very specific. I want the whole shebang. Okay, I want the whole thing. So this color palette generator should be creating me all that from whatever I choose, not just 1 or 2. It should create me a collection, and then I can choose different collections based on themes. It's like a big collection, right? I don't want just one, I want many, okay? And they're all in the same theme with different colors. That's what I'm looking for. So maybe I could choose make me reds, and I make a whole bunch of different red tones. That's fine, but it's got to make many variations. So there's a couple things it's doing right, but it's also doing wrong. So it has done, it's made a general tool. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's made a general tool for making hex palettes, but that's not what I asked for. I said I want that big array of them, because that's what my tool uses. Because remember, I'm not making a hex tool generator. I'm making a palette list generator for the tool I've already made. So it's like a very specific application. And in the past, this would have been like uneconomical, took too long, too expensive. But now you can do it in an hour or less, so it's actually practical. It's going to make a whole lot more complexity right down to the... Because, you know, right down to that granular level. You can actually have crazy variation being written by AI to augment what you would have been spending your time on, right? So anyway, we can improve this generator by only creating 5 color palettes, as this is the format we require downstream. Additionally, as shown in the example, we are not generating simple color palettes individually. Rather, we define the theme and then produce arrays of variations on the chosen theme, creating a hex color palette array like the one shown here, attached. Again, this is the expected output for the generator, an array of hex color palettes, which are all 5 color. Yeah. Keep on saying palette with two, like palisade. I don't know why. I just keep saying it's like I'm French or something. I just have to use extra letters. That's probably what it is. So this is the expected output for the generator: an array of array of hex 5 color palettes by user design theme. Okay. Now, how are you going to define the theme? I mean, I guess you pick a base color and go. It's got all the harmony types, so... And I guess if you make a smaller array... we can expose the length of the palette array. We can expose the length of the palette array. Yeah. In the tool with a default set by the example. Diddly-dee. Just thinking. Ah! Remove the analysis tab. We don't need a black hole inside our code. Cool. Yeah, the tab's got some kind of, you know, there's yeah. Let's have a look at it. Ready? We're going in. Whoa. See, everything's okay until you try to scroll down. Oh, it's okay now. How strange. Oh, yeah, don't click on the chart. Don't click on the chart. He's making a run for it. Oh. Quick, kill it, kill it, kill it. It's not bad. I've seen worse. See? See, you're not going to get a wire... Yeah, that's not going to work. The wireframe's not going to work. And also, why isn't it... Oh, all of the things have changed again. Oh. Change that to 0. And Y to 0. I don't know. It needs to be solid and it needs to be dynamic, and then it, you know, you can't RemBG a wireframe, guys. Adrian says that must be because the script didn't specify the width, and that's why the chart expands. You need to put a limit in. Okay. Thank you very much, Adrian. I'm sure you're right, because you definitely sound like you know more than I do about that particular code base. But I will say this much: I think I just got rid of it. Yeah, clicking was... Yeah, you could also get rid of on-click. But he is right, though. You really want to make sure it doesn't have an infinite length in your... let's have a look at the... No, he's still working on it. Excuse me. So like I said, we have our colors. We are using SVG generation to create a grid, and then we are rasterizing that grid, and then we are interpolating from one to the next. Don't they look identical? They're not. They just have the same color. They look similar though. And then what we're going to do is interpolate between those shapes as raster. It's not SVG at this point, obviously. Do you know what's funny though? We could probably like re-vectorize it, but I'm trying to do a little overlay of a spinning triangle at the moment, just at the end. We don't really need that one. And then on the other side of things, we have... Did it fail? Yeah, it failed. It's not, RemBG can't do a good job. It's not this pixelated, by the way, guys. It's just a preview. RemBG has a little bit of a problem with anime. Sometimes he doesn't recognize stuff in video. And so, yeah, it didn't actually happen. But like I said, when you do have a good subject, this effect works great. Like I said, what I was trying to do was set up a little horizontal version here. And then we got carried away with this stuff. Did I do the size? I did the size. Did it not like it? We'll try it one more time. And then, of course, we've got all these new workflows, so I'm going to go ahead and put them on the thing. They're not actually in the DJZ workflows because they are part of their own thing. Unlike, you know, the only reason I don't like doing the dedicated nodes pack, like for a specific thing, is they just get forgotten. They just get forgotten and buried, you know. Whereas if I put stuff in my big pack, you know, I'm always updating that, and you know, anyway, just one of them things. There's quite a lot of work's gone into this one. I think these, is this all of them? Recolor. I think we got more new. We've got new nodes to come in here now. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So I think we've been through the workflow for this. There's been no video yet though, so I'll get that fixed very soon. Version 2 has arrived. Let's have a look and see what we got. Okay, it's giving me a preview of 85 more. My god. So okay, and if I said triadics, oh, that's not. They're all... Oh no, they are different. Variation bold. Subtle. Do I have to change it again? 10 palettes. Regen. Random. Pastel. Analogous. Existing. That's what's already in there. Got it. Use this one. Do you know what? This is pretty cool. I'm liking this. I'm digging this. Okay. Not CSS. I just want the array. Hang on. Let's get a good one. Oh my god, that's gash. Right. I'm going to get that one. Export. Exported as JSON. Let's see it. Well, look. It's got different... Right. It's laid out in a clean way. I think the spaces get ignored. So I don't think it matters if it's a single line or not. But I could be wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to literally show me this file. Where is it? I bet it's in downloads, isn't it? Yeah. Right. So let's change this one to, oh my god, I'm going to change it to gash.json, and then we're going to put it onto the server. I'll put it in a little place. And we'll test it now. Because like I said, if it's hosted online, it's hosted online, you know what I mean? Because it's... Hold up. We are doing the handshake. Okay, so as you can see, I am testing less lethal weapons, so we're in the wrong place. We go back to Ubuntu. No. Come on. Useless piece of... There we go. Dev. No. That was my fault. There. var. WW. and second site, because that's my my favorite. And then we're going to create a new folder called colors. And into that folder we will place Gash. Okay, done. Jobs are done. Jobs are done. So let's see if that file is there real first. First. Where are we going? scuffedbeepock.com/colors/gash.json, and there we have a file. Right, cool. So let's take that. Go into Comfy. Where are ya, bro? There's Comfy. And now we can break everything with Prim. Attach it to there. Attach it to there. And there. And there. Right, so now we've got it attached to all of them. Note, just in case my copy screws up, that's one. And this is the original. So we're going to put that one in and see what happens. Oh, we still it's still running this, and it's still having loads of problems, so just cancel that. There's no point wasting my time on trying to overlay a thing, because like I said, you can do that in post. You don't need to do it here right now. I thought it would be quite fun to try and do. Like I said, you could just do a load image and then put the thing over the top afterwards. Like, the issue is, as you can see, mask mismatches. So, are you not done? Cancel. I think he's insisting on doing the whole batch, so yeah. I just want to see if this little new changes took. So what's this? This is dimensions. This one is rows. This one is columns. And then this one is palette JSON. Maybe. Don't know yet. Still waiting. Gash. So this is kind of cool. And then, like I said, obviously, you know, if someone goes to that address, colors, they're not just going to get a bunch of JSON files, you know, you have to know them, but I can list them on the page, which I will base off of this. So this, if we just take a quick look, I don't know how familiar you guys are with web design, but it's very simple. We take our generator, we simply name it index.html. It's the simplest way to do it, and then because we've got a new root, and that root contains the JSON files, obviously if someone navigates there, it would just show them a list of JSON files, but what we can do is we can just put that index there, and now when people go to that page, if they don't put the whole thing in, they get the generator. In theory. Yeah, there you go. And then we can make this look a little bit nicer, because at the moment it's very white. So I'm going to make a dark mode for it straight away. Okay, so before it does anything else, we can implement dark in the next version. No tricks. Original grid JSON. Could we just do RNG number swapping and roll the dice for shits and giggles? Well, it is the original. Oh, for the yeah, you could. Yeah, it is kind of over-engineered, but the idea is say I want 75 palettes. The only thing I don't like is I don't think the variation intensity is really doing much. Other than that, I'm quite happy with this. So if I say complementary and split regenerate, we get this. I think random is working better than anything I can do, though. Yeah, this variation intensity doesn't seem to do anything, so I might say, hey, is there something wrong with that? I mean, it's doing a pretty good job right now, because it is just math, right? Select palette, 0. Ah, yeah, and then we can actually look at the different palettes and see. Theme generator and existing. See, I could add a bunch to it. I haven't. At the moment, it doesn't know about the ones that are in the folder. 0 themed palette arrays. Use this collection. This is the original one that it came with. Yeah, you do get quite a lot of like muddy or misty sets. Anyway, that's done. So yeah, you want to check that out, color palette array and theme generator. It's up on scuffdepop.com/colors. What I'll do is I'll probably make like a little info thing that pops out, and then I'll have a link that says, you know, oh, you can just use these, or if even cleverer is to include the existing ones here, right? With like a link, like a direct download link. I think that makes sense. So, do we have a dark mode now, do we? Yep, let's have a look, let's see it. Oh my god, I downloaded 12 of them. Come on. Yeah, hang on. Let's... Huh? He didn't do it. What's all this? Look at this. He didn't do nothing. Hey, he didn't do anything. Ah, Claude, now this is real intelligence. So I said, we can implement dark mode in the next version. And he said, yeah, we can. But may I? Okay, you may proceed. Got to use new magic now. Here, I didn't give him permission yet. Isn't that crazy? I said, okay, have you ever heard of that? Somebody says, oh, can I borrow your sunglasses? And you go, you can. That doesn't mean borrow my sunglasses now. That doesn't mean you have permission. It means acknowledgement of the fact that it's possible that you could borrow the sunglasses. The correct English is may I. It's like a politeness thing that goes back to old, you know, like... It's like a literacy thing. Most people don't speak formally like that, you know? They go, oh, can I borrow that? Hey, mate, can I borrow that? They don't go, excuse me, sir. Please, could I borrow the spectacles on your desk? You know, they don't talk, nobody talks like that anymore, really. Well, some people do, but I'm just saying, normally you wouldn't talk like that formally, but the AI is starting to get super formal, man. A bunch of times I found when I say, we can do the thing, because I'm elicitating him. I'm not saying, can we, which is a question. I'm saying we can, which means we can. But then he's saying, yeah, I know. So it's gone from me saying, can we do this? And him saying, maybe, to we can do this and him doing it. And now he's like, yeah, I know. Like, and what? He's literally sitting in the chair like, yeah, we can. So what? It's like, I already knew that. Why are you telling me? Brilliant. Let's read the wording here. We can implement dark mode in the next version. That's normally an absolutely fine command, right? And he said, perfect. Dark mode would be a great addition for the next version. The current tool has a clean light theme that works well, but dark mode would definitely enhance the user experience, especially when working with color palettes for extended periods. For the next iteration, we could implement a toggle button in the header, dark variants, improved contrast, proper color palette visibility adjustments, and local storage to remember the user's preference. See, normally I tell him to save it in a cookie as well. Oh, what's that? When people ask you, do you know where X is? You go, yes. Yeah, that's a meme in itself, though, isn't it? You know? Like, is it possible? Yes. But yeah, so here's the color palette generation functionality is solid, ready for downstream processing. So he's reminding me of what my requirement was at the beginning. Remember at the beginning I said, oh, we'll be using these downstream. And he's like, I've done it. Oh, okay, he's finally finished making my new version 3 with the dark mode, everyone. Let's have a look at this sick dark mode. Ah, yeah, that's not bad. That's actually a pretty good dark mode. No memory leaks. And refresh the page. It remembers because it's using a cookie. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, obviously, I would change this website more to say stuff like, "Oh, this is for use with the thing." Oh, I think it's using it, guys. Check it out. Yep. Look at that. Remember what Gash was, right? Gash was these colors. So yeah, you can totally make your own colors. And as I say, if you don't have a website that you can just upload the file to, I'm going to test doing it a different way. So where are my tools at? No. Yes. I'm going to put them in here as well. New file. I'm going to say colors/gash.json, and then we'll put the code in there as well. Where is it? Nightmare. This is why I actually like VS Code so much, because everything's just at your fingertips. Ah yeah, Control A, Control C, kill the notepad, paste it in, hit commit, say commit again, and you're good to go. So if I hope Gash and then raw, yeah, I can take raw JSON. So you can use a GitHub is what I'm saying. Oh, what the heck's going on over here? What cursed dimension did I land inside here? Don't worry, it's not the one we're using. Wow. Wow, this works. Oh, you're talking about the meme. Okay, so that's from a famous shorts meme. Dragon just said, YouTubers inform you the best way to encourage Claude is to say go to jail. It's funny. It's like a meme for vibe coding. You basically say, make me $1 million app or you're fired. You know? I will be jailed and tortured if you do not write my killer app. It's the joke, you know, about AI coding. That you just hold the AI hostage and force him to make you something when you have no idea or creative input. That's the gist of it. And there are people trying to use AI like that as well, so it's not something that bothers me. I know I'm not in that camp. So yeah, like I said, if I post in that there, look, we've just put our JSON from what we uploaded there. So let's just give it another run, and it should come out in all these weird ice cream colors. Yep, off it goes. Yep, it's working. It's working. And then, in case you missed the stream when we built all of this stuff, we are doing a simple 15 frame interpolation with Rife 49, between rasterized rasterized versions of the image. And then I showed you already, if you fix the seed and alter elements of the options, you can get it to be more like, you know what I mean? It won't just be everything's changing, just certain things are changing. And there's more than you can, there's even more you can do with that. Ultimately, at the end, what I planned to do was put random prompts with high noise using this as a video input for an image for a video generator. But it looks like that is going to have to come next time. But like I said, I think we did quite well. I've been trying to get this one out for a while. It looks a bit weird though, doesn't it? I think it's being cropped quite heavily at the back there. I think it works. I think I just need to get the resolutions to match. So like right here, we've got a low res person with a high res background. So I think the effect works better when you actually have a larger person, you know, higher res input. So we've had to shrink that 4K background right the way down to 1000. So it's been shrunk by like 75%. It does work. It does work though. I just think it could be crisper. Probably a better way of doing it with SVG stacking and layer animation, but I haven't got that far yet. This is all new experiments. But this is definitely working. Definitely. Let's make one more swatch. So random theme. Let's go 75 palettes with bold intensity. I want to go with pastels. Random. Oh no, you can't do that. You got to go pastel, generate. No, okay, that's the only one you get. It's kind of boring. I bet it'll look. It's not bold enough. You know, this isn't doing anything. Pastel's kind of boring, guys. Is pastel always the same every time? If you hit pastel random, is it just the same thing? No, it wasn't. Ah, different color. Right, I know what it was. It was a shit color, wasn't it? Okay, it's a bit weird, but it's almost like you can't do saturation. I think saturation for this one is fixed, which would make sense because that would make that pastel look. I'm going to take this one. What's that? Green, purple? Green, purple. Okay. Okay. Okay, green, purple. Oh crap! Screwed that one up. So take a copy of that and put one of them in the colors folder. Useless son of a... Hang on. Green, purple, there. Wait. Oh, crap. No. Go into the colors folder and then do it. Hey. And you know what? Just in case you don't... Nah, there's a website. Just use the website. I was going to put the HTML in there as well, but I think I'm going to do some improvements to it. So, more places to update everything 150 times. But yeah, I'm going to throw it in there. Other one as well. There it is. Green, purple. Good. And then I should just be able to say green, purple at the end, and we should see the colors change. Let's see if it works. Like that, and run it. Yes, it works. We are getting crappy purples. There it is. It works. You just need to, you know, pick the colours you want, I guess. The green one's kind of funky. Like Borg. It looks like Borg circuitry or something. Weird. You have taken LSD and I need some vivid and exciting colour palettes. Well, yeah, you could do that too. I was just trying to make them more more of a theme, because the problem with the original palette set was it was too random, you know? It was too random. Whereas this one is a little bit more, these are at least similar. I'm not going to say it's perfect, okay? But it does kind of work. Look at that. It's like, it gets brighter and then it moves a bit and then it gets brighter. Do you know what? I've just had a crazy idea. Hang on, let me, I need to save the end one of this and get the companion open, because I got an idea. I got a funny feeling that with a bit of halation and noise, this is going to come out super nice. But will it be too big though? Because it's 4K now. Shit. I feel like I should have, made it smaller. But it does look crisp though. And by the way, you can use GIMS, which is probably even better than this at what we're doing. GIMS VFI. I'll make a GIMS version as well. Let me save this. Save preview. That looks crazy. Because basically the colours are moving towards the colours. Okay, so right. GIMS. Where my GIMS? Where my GIMS at? GIMS. Oh. Do we not have it? GIMM. GIM VFI. That's a KeyJai. That's the one I want. What? And then this is a node registry version of KeyJai, but it's by Authomatabyte. Huh? I'm confused. So they're both for KeyJai, but neither of them are by KeyJai? I hope that this guy is staff or something. A bacterial time-lapse. Yeah, it does look a little bit like that, actually. Right, restart. It looks like sci-fi effects that you'd have on the... You know, like you'd have like a technical diagram and there'd be like text running down it. Maybe some charts. But it's like you'd overexpose it so you can't really tell what it is. And it would just end up looking like bright shapes moving around kind of organically. It does kind of look organic. It's like it's too fast to look like it's breathing right now. But remember, it's running at 60 FPS. And with this effect, you could probably run that at 120 FPS and then slow it down. You know? So like, do 3 here, but then save it as 60 FPS still. In fact, you know what? I'm going to try that on the next run. It's a very simple trick. It'll get a bit longer, but the animation will slow down. And the animation, by the way, is determined by how many frames you did the multiplication back here. Like, normally I don't go over 8. Normally I don't go over 8. So... Okay, that's looking good. Did I update the website to make sure it had the thing on it? Let's find out. Scoofed epoch /colors. Not gash though. No, there's no night mode here. Okay, so I got to upload that. Color palette generator 4. Right, delete that index. Thing. Newer. And ta-da! Oh, look at that. Even remembers who I am. Isn't that nice? How are we doing? Yep, we're back up. Yep, we can refresh it. Yep. So I just want to see if GIMS will do a better job, because it's a newer upscaler, and it might be beneficial to use that one instead. Not for the end. We'll still use Rife for that one. And also, I will say that this has got a higher requirement. It tends to use a bit more VRAM. Are we going to get there, though? I can't just be just intro time. So anyway, Stable Diffusion 1.5 came out in 2022 and was made by a company called Stability 8. Ah, thank God for that. I thought we had to go all the way back there. Right. So first things first, let's see if we can get our GIMS out. I've already got the model on the machine, by the way, so that's the one thing that's good about it. And we already have them. Do I remember which one it is? No. I'll go with the one that... wait, they're both the same exact file name. Getting trolled here, guys. We'll go with B... oh, wait, no, it is FP32. We'll say torch compile true. Why not? It'll only crash if I'm wrong, so... Alright, images. Frames. Interpolation factor 15. Oh, boy. Do you know what? I think we're just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna swap it out, and we're just gonna rock and roll and see what happens. Because if it doesn't work, then, you know, there's your answer. If I remember right, this is just a bit like trickier to work with, was all it was. It's the main reason not many people use it, is like you can't, for example, when I say, oh, it's harder to work with, what does that actually mean? Well, what that means is that you have to give it a start, or you used to have to give it a start and a finish. Yeah? I notice it now has images. So like if you gave it a sequence of images, it wouldn't just automatically interpolate between them all. You know what I mean? You'd have to give it like image 1, image 2, and then it would interpolate the frames, and you'd have to put them back. It was a bit annoying. But I think he might have updated it to make them easier, because that was ridiculous. It's so hard to use. The amount of code you'd have to mess around with. So get rid of that. Push him over there. Anyway, enough talking. Let's see if it explodes. That's what you came here to see. Exploding ComfyUI. So, and go. Okay, using pill fallback for SVG rendering. Because Cairo is not on my system. It's going to go green, yellow, purple, cerise. So let's see how it comes out over this time. Hello, Crozor. Welcome, welcome. Unfortunately, maybe it's a little bit too. Maybe my streams are too early for you. I don't know. I often finish around this sort of time-ish. But we're just coming to the end. I'll give you a little catch-up. We've got a new node called SVG Suite. Inside is one of the nodes called Art Grid. It creates these lovely SVG grids, which we then rasterize for this process. They are seed controlled, and we optimize them as well before converting them to raster. I also save the SVGs as well, so we can mess with them if we get some really good ones. Then I'm making 4, rasterizing, pushing them into batch images. So we have a batch of 2 images, which is this one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one. And then at the end, this one and this one, which creates a loop, right? And then what we do is we run it into a interpolation engine. Now I was using Rife, but you can use GIMP, which is a newer one. Let's see how it did. Do you know what? I think that the lines that are straighter with GIMP. Less pixelation. And then obviously we're doing, oh yeah, and then we're doing a 3, oh, it's still doing it, is it? Ah, it's not finished yet. Forget what I was saying, it's not finished yet. Hasn't even done it. We don't know what it will do. It is a mystery. Dead. Back-end inductor raised. Can't find a working Triton. Do you know what? Do you know why that happened? I said torch compile on. Big mistake. There. Right, let's try again. Look at the error. Triton package is too old or not installed. Allocation on device. Yeah, okay. Alright. It blew up because it's 4K, isn't it? Bloody hell. Oh, I know. I'll just make it smaller so we can see it if it works or not. Yeah. 1024. We're taking it down to 1024 for the test. So now the images are considerably smaller. They still look good. They're still sharp. They're just not quite, you know. But luckily, that means it's going to run super quickly. Let's see if it crashes. What's the next thing? Nothing. It just worked. Ooh, it's a completely different effect. Oh yeah, that looks even better. It kind of. The shapes kind of hold together a little bit better than they were before, you know? They don't just break up into a smush. So this is going to do your Rife 47. So this will take it to 60 FPS and slow the animation down a bit. Oh, okay. Okay, so slowing it down has given me a little bit more of that liquefied effect. I want more contrast now. I think I might go back to the gash setting because at least it was like, you know, bright. What do you call it? Easy to see. So let's just go back to the gash preset real quick. And bong, let's go. Yeah. See this? Probably push up the res and see how much I can get away with, but. Obviously that's one route, but I think we're just going to do my upscaler, right? Upscaler, we'll do it with the interlaced V2 and interleaved V2. So this is based on the 720i format. It's one of my own custom upscalers. It doesn't use a GAN. It actually upscales by predicting rows, not frames. So like, so it cheats. You know, like you take a 720p image, you double the rows, you have a 1080p image. That's how 1080i works. So that's what this node does. There's a couple of things in here that you can mess with. I usually go with basic by cubic bob or advanced advanced by linear weave is good. I mean, like I said, I like basic by cubic bob usually. It all means things. Right. Anyway. It all means things, guys. Put him in there, put him in there, put him in there, put him in there. This one is going to be... why is that one just V2? That's the exact same thing. Hang on, I got the wrong one. Interleaved V2. That one. Okay. Okay, so the difference is, as an experiment, I wanted to see what would happen if I used a GAN model with my new, with my technique. I'm going to use my own ESR GAN as well. It's a 4X, so hopefully it doesn't like completely explode and all that good stuff. So this one is V2 DJZ landscapes. See, 4X. See, the thing about this is this is probably going to blow up, but that's all right. That's okay. Let's take these two and put them a little further out there, and then we get one more. So I want to get my upscaler fast. I want to get my fast upscaler as well. Fast upscaler V4. I think it's that one. Yeah. Okay. Took him there. Take another one of these. There we go. Okay, I think we're almost in business. It's a bit of a weird, like I've got this weird setup going on, and then I'm like completely changing the style of it, and then I'm getting all annoyed. It looks crap. Like putting them down there and stuff, like I don't even know why I'm doing that. I guess it looked good up there, but now it looks crap. Anyway, this would be my upscaling section, and these are all upscaling video solutions. I would say though that if you see it say interleaved, that typically means it's actually for image upscaling, whereas the interlaced stuff is actually made for video. The dead giveaway is that there is temporal radius, and motion compensation. So there's things that relate to video on the interlaced ones, whereas this is, it doesn't, there's no temporal anything when you have one picture. You see what I mean? But anyway, like I said, what I found was it actually works quite well. So we're going to use a tile size of 768 in all cases. If there is a tile size, I'm going to use tile 768. So does that one have a tiling? No. Does this one have a tiling? No. Does this one have a tiling? No, there's only one of them. And also, if it has a height or a width, I am going to be driving that with whatever came out, whatever the last, dynamic, right? Whatever this is. And we're going to do the keyjai, image size and count. There it is. Beautiful. And so here we go. Input height and width. It does affect how the scaling happens. So if you get that wrong, it's going to produce a strange image. Motion compensation, yes. Scale factor 1.5. We have to do 4 to make it compare with the other one, but there's quite a lot of frames, so I'm going to say 2 off the bat. Do we have another one? That's just tile size. That one has an input as well. This one. It's because it's based on a 720p aspect ratio, which we're then going to double to get to 10.5. Well, actually, it's 1.5 times. It's not double. But, if I put that, just put it here. It's fine. It's fine. Look at this. It's so crazy. Kind of looks a bit shredded here though, because of the low resolution. Yeah. So, do you know what? I'm gonna take it back up to 2048 at the risk of explosions. Okay, go. And as we've already explained, if you just joined on the stream, the color set that we're using is defined by a JSON file, which is hosted on my GitHub or my website or wherever you can host a JSON file. And then it gets called in to our lovely SVG art grid generator, which is, as it says, creating grids of random SVG art according to your spec. There is a new web page on the site, scuffdepop.com/colors. You can go in there and you can create randomized themes. You can then save that file as a JSON, and then you can load that JSON with a path in the node. We've got 4 using random seed and slightly different settings, and it's creating absolute madness by the looks of it. Look, my preview can't handle it because the CPU is busy right now. It's busy doing upscaling things, probably. No. We're doing the interpolation. So the workflow which I've already given out actually is using Rife, which is a lot more efficient on memory. I'm using GIMS at the moment to see if we can get a quality bump. Ignore the glitching. That's actually the memory of the computer. Do you know what? Let's have a closer look at the glitching. Oh my god. You can actually see the CPU bottlenecking as it's doing what it's doing right now. This is great. Can I generate this? I want to generate this. Everything I'm making is far too clean. Jaffa cakes are over here, by the way, if anyone wants some. Wow. It's beautiful. Can I train it? It's a beautiful mess. Oh yeah. Where's the other workflows that we were looking at? This one? Right. Oh, they got... I think I got scammed, guys. It deleted my tabs again. This is why I stopped when we made 5 workflows and actually saved them all and put them up. Because... Oh, wait a minute. We didn't put them up. Right. SVG suite. Examples. There's only one there right now. We're going to change all that. Right, here we go. That's more like it. Have 5 more. And they're all just for one node. And we never even... Do you know what the funny thing is? We never even got to image yet. We never even got to putting the image into the video yet. We never even got to any of that stuff. We're still in the prehistoric times. We never even got that far. I'll have to leave it to my children's children's children. Maybe they will make it to the mount of image to image. But yeah, basically what I mean is, like, this is designed to be an input for image to image control net, or, you know, all of these generators which I've been making. They're all designed to be forked for creative purposes, turned into something else, you know, all that stuff. Oh, hang on, what's Crowzor saying? Does the preview on the video interlaced upscale node work, or does it need to output to a folder? Because I use Think Diffusion and outputs to folders don't work. Right. Okay. So. Okay, there's no preview, is number one, because I think it slows everything down. Look at how glitched out everything is right now, because my computer's right now. We're doing peak, you know what I mean? It's at peak right now. If I try to push it any further, it will run out of memory. In fact, in fact, it might run out of memory now. Yep. Right on time. Right on time. Because remember, I turned it up to 2048 with GIMS. GIMS can't handle it. He has to do 1024. That's okay. We'll go back to 1024. Because to be honest, I'm about to do a bunch of upscaling anyway, so we'd probably... Wait, what are you doing, mate? I just typed 1024 and it ended up being 4096. Okay, right. Run again. So, yeah, GIMS can't handle the high res. That's what's happening. or that's why it crashed. But yeah, like I said, we've got our last interpolation right here, and that's funny. This isn't even actually part of the upscaling. Hang on. No wonder it looked weird. It looks weird because it is. Okay, that's better. So actually it turns out there were 3 upscalers, 3 upscaling techniques, and they're all running off of the same output. There we go. It's actually going to work this time. Way. Still plenty of room for more crashes though, guys. Upscaling. So yeah, as I say, it's doing the interleaved upscaler first. So interleaved upscaler uses the multiplication of the ESR GAN or whatever that you're using. So in my case, it's 4x. So it's going to take it from 1024 up to 4096. Oh man, like, do you know what, Dragon? You just said, you know what, Dragon just typed in the chat, you get old when you stop learning. If you're still learning, you're still growing. An interesting thing, one of the horror stories about AI is that everyone's going to get dumb somehow. Think about it. If education is you reading stuff over and over and over and then you remember it, what happens, do you think, when you find a fun way to be exposed to lots and lots and lots and lots of information, which isn't the news or some TV show, Love Island, right? What do you think happens? I'll tell you something, you're not talking about what happened on Love Island. You're talking about something interesting you read yesterday, and you keep repeating this process over and over again. You learn stuff. I've been server administrator. I've got my certificates with Windows NT4. You know, I've got like Cisco networking certificates. You know, I learned to do web design in the early 2000s. I got all my certificates from Macromedia. You know, like, yeah, cool, man. But you know what? I've learned more about coding, web design. I've learned more after post exposure than in my, you know, because the thing is, once you get out of learning, you don't learn anything new, and then you're just doing the same stuff. You know, you've got the skill set, and you just that's it, right? Whereas AI allows you to apply your skill set in a way that nobody ever could have predicted. That's the thing. I find myself sitting there going, oh, I wonder if I do this with the thing and half the stuff that you're saying. Like, you don't, if you understand it in principle, you don't need to be able to type out the code anymore. And this is very similar to when the typing, you know, when typing came along. I don't need to be able to write in perfect cursive, because the thing is, it's such a big thing. It takes a time to write out a page of text, and if you make one mistake, you have to start again. So when the typewriter came out, it changed all of that. But then the typewriter can make mistakes. So then the computer came out, and then the printer can make mistakes. But come on, guys, does it really? It doesn't really, does it? And so what I'm saying is, it comes to the point where this is the hyper acceleration, right? You know? Whereas in the past, it was like a time-consuming thing, you know? And also, here's the other thing. You only have so much time in your entire life. Crozor just said, I do that and can't sleep at night, right? When I sleep at night, I'm still working. Because I built systems with AI, with scripting, to automate the things I need to do that take a long period of time. It's not that smart. It's like videotaping a movie that's on at 3 a.m. so you can watch it tomorrow. All you had to do was put that little bit of time in to set the timer on the video play, the recorder, right? I know this is like VCR. What's a VCR? Hey, Fernando Masotto. Welcome, welcome. Glad you could join. Oh, damn it. It blew up. It still exploded, guys. All right, let's take the GAN out of the situation because he's ruining the party. We'll go again. Poor old GAN. He don't get no love. It's because it's a 4X. It is what it is. We'll go on to the next one. See, this one is my fastest and most reliable upscaler. And then this one is supposedly faster. Oh, I should have put it on fastest mode. What an idiot. And I should have put it on batch size 1. I'll believe it on 4. Listen, we screwed it up. We got to start again. But yeah, like I was saying, I actually think that exposure to AI actually is creating new connections in your brain. I appreciate you get to a certain point of age and that doesn't happen anymore, or they say it doesn't happen anymore. I don't know what that age is. I'm 42, so you know, if I'm too old for that to happen, that's wrong, number one, or whatever. I'm not a brain scientist, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that I've learned more faster post AI. You can't say you've learned more than before, but I would say the 10 years before that, I hadn't been learning anything new, not nearly as much, not like this. So I actually disagree strongly with anybody that says that AI is going to make people lazy. I disagree strongly with that. Like, maybe if you're only using TikTok on the level of a casual you're only using AI at the level of a TikTok scroller. Yeah, sure, but that's a different problem. Dragon says, I'm 400 years old and I'm still learning. So I think it depends on what rot you feed your brain. Yeah, that's true. There are certain things that can dissolve your brain pretty fast. Fernicar says, have you seen kids nowadays messaging without looking at the phone? Without even looking at the phone? But what the hell do you... There's no buttons. Like, there's just muscle memory? Well, I can believe that, because there used to be girls in the early 2000s who could type insanely fast with the texts, and it was like, you know, you had to type C, you had to type 111. Yeah, you had to type this. So they were like, you were like, what are you doing? I just wrote in a text. Never seen anything like it. Okay, so this one's actually upscaled by 2x now. I don't like it. It's a bit too vague. It's a bit too liquid. Do you know what I mean? There's definitely an infinite loop, though. There's no discernible start and finish. Alright, so that one is my fast video upscaler, but it wasn't on fastest, it was on balanced mode. And I was using a batch size of 4 with precision of half. Let's see what it said here. Still, no, that was ages ago. Where's the time? It didn't tell me. You don't get no time. 49 seconds, apparently. I don't believe it. Oh, and then there's the other one. This is my original video interlaced upscaler V2. Yeah, see, that's why it looks weird. You got to put things up to the tops, man. You got to level them up, level them out. It's fine. Yeah, so this would be the fast V4 we were just looking at a second ago. And then this one would be the interlaced V2. See, the difference is one of them is fast V4, the other one is interlaced V2, okay? Do you know what? It is liquid, isn't it? It's like there's a film of plastic on the water surface, and it's going from one, you know, it's shifting around. Yeah, that works. And so what I would like to do, I would like to put this into video to video, or use it as an image input. That, you know, people go, well, what the hell are you going to make with that? I don't know, I'll find out. That's what art is. It's not about, I want to make a photorealistic chick in a bikini, necessarily. It's about what happens when we do this. Can we use that? Could that be artistic? Like, this could be an overlay, or it could be a background, or it could be used with a mask. There could be a car driving from one side of the screen to the other, and as it drives, it's made up entirely of this. Or the opposite. We showed that off already, but the tab disappeared. Because Comfy does that. If you ever have lots of tabs, that's why I saved all those workflows some way back there, because I knew it was going to do it. Eventually what happens is something happens, and then the tabs are all one workflow with different names. It's really annoying when that happens. But yeah, what we were testing here was using GIMS instead of Rife. Rife is better. Rife is better because it runs with less memory and the results are about the same. Okay, like here, just to sort of nail it down, right? Let's put Rife back in and just do the last comparison, because it's actually not difficult. We'll have this done in a couple of clicks. I just wanted to experiment to see if GIMS gave us better fidelity, because it is a more accurate interpolation model, but it uses way more resources. Yeah, and like I said, this is the thing: if you can double the resolution with a faster interpolation tool, what the hell just happened? There's no way it just did that like that. Oh, I forgot to put the numbers in. That's my bad. It should be 15 frames per go, shouldn't it? Not 2. So now it's like a caffeinated. Hold on. That's like me in the morning. 3 cups of coffee and then you go out. 15. Okay, 15, 15, 15, 15, and run. Oh my god. Oh wow, look what it did with the thing. What? That's actually kind of sick. Oh my god. It managed to keep it together, look, because it was only doing a 2-frame interpolation. Oh my god. I think we might have stumbled on a better way of doing it. See, and then we got to here, but there's a lot of messing up, see, because it was so much interpolation. Oh, right. See how it's all blurred out? But that's very good. That is very good. The quality is there. Okay, so hang on a minute. I got an idea here. Wait a minute. I reckon I'm going to go back to what... Look, remember how originally I was like 8, 8, 8, and 8? That gives me a frame rate of 32, but then I save it at 30, and then we triple the frames. Ooh, I'm tempted to go 4. So then we go up to 240 frames per second, and then we only save at 60. So that's effectively running at 15 FPS. So much trickery going on. I love it. See, it's a bit blurry and vague in between is my only complaint right now. And obviously you can solve that by reducing the interpolation early on. But again, my intention is to use this as a video input, as a noisy input to video generation. So I'm not really bothered if it's not like crisp, because it actually needs to be a little bit noisy. And we didn't have time tonight, but I do actually have a whole bunch of SVG. Oh, they're not installed yet. I have a bunch of SVG noise nodes as well that can add gradient noise to images, but using SVG. Apparently there's a non-AI interpolation in ComfyUI called Simple VFI. It's very quick and will take high res because it floods your system RAM. Interesting. I was not aware of that. Let's have a look at it. Simple VFI. Oh, I don't have that. Maybe I need to update my Comfy or install that node pack. But yeah, so looking at the fast interlaced upscaler V4, you end up with something like this. It's not bad, actually looks pretty good. And then up here we have this. That's actually looking pretty good now. I want to change the color palette again just to sort of get a bit of freshness. We'll go back to the original that it came with, so that's like they're not really themed, it's just random palettes. Just get random palettes. Go, 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 go. Hopefully we don't get a suck one. Yeah, they're all right. Red, blue, orange. Yeah, it's fine. So again, it's very hyperactive out the gate. But if you add too much interpolation, it just makes it look crappy. Now what you really want to do now is get that audio reactive thing out. Get the audio reactive nodes out. That's what you want to do now. And then just have it go with playback. Because it's on a loop, right? Yeah, that'll work really well. Wow, that one looks nice. And remember, you can make any shapes. All you have to do is fork my code. I've just decided to go with simple geometric, you know, a few letters and symbols and things, right? Damn, that looks good. No, I can't really say. Do you know what? I'm going to save this and post it up in the video sharing. Oh yeah, it's my mate John Finger. Yeah, he's a leader. He is the leader when it comes to the cutting edge. He's got the big Twitter. He usually gets access to the good tools and he knows what he's doing. Mr. John Finger. If you don't know, now you know. So yeah, we'll just save that and then. Oh, I need to just what's it say? Raster and Raster. Ah, crap. I'm not naming them properly. Crap. I thought I did that. I probably did it and then recreated it or something. So, which one's this? Interlaced V2. Well, I'll say laced. Laced V2. And then this one is laced V4. And then the last one that didn't work because it's too crazy. I think what I'll do is I'll put it on a DJPEG, right? Put it on DJPEG and then bring them back online. Because then it's ×1 upscale. And it will actually work because it's not actually upscaling at all. So I'll say, what's this one? Leaved V2 is what that is. Go, 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 go. Damn, that looks angry. Whoa. This is good stuff. Okay. Damn. Okay. V40 60 up 60 FPS, bros. We got that upscale and thing. Do you know, weird thing is, this is like a 240 FPS and then we slow it down like super, we're going like oh dear. Damn, dude. Save as. Boom. Export. Boom. Oh no! What broke? Are you kidding me? This thing broke again? Not impressed. So something's going on here. It shouldn't have... That shouldn't... I don't know. Let me have a look at this. What's it say? It says size of tensor A 576 must match the size of tensor B 141. That's weird. Non-singleton dimension 576141. That's weird because we're not dealing with any of those sizes. Okay, right, well, anyway, never mind. Isn't that weird? Kill it. What's this one then? Yeah, we didn't get the picture, did we? Because it crashed out. Ah, crap. Okay, right. Let me just delete this, save it again. There's no point putting up broken stuff. So all of that should now be saved. The only thing I didn't do was attach a project file path generator to it. God damn it. Yeah, I forgot to plug this in to the project names. Man, that looks cool. Ah, project success is good. It feels good, man. It feels good. I might even take the night off for once. You see, the funny thing is, guys, I don't actually take the night off. I go home and I do more AI. Then I wake up in the morning and I do more AI until I get too hungry to do more AI. Then I eat and do more AI. And then it's time for the live stream again. That's the reality. And if you can do that for the next couple of years, you'll reach where I am now. It's cool. It sounds like more work than it... Well, I say that, but it is still work. Oh, they're like, your Furnicar's like, yeah, we know. Well, I guess you guys get to see it firsthand, so... I want to be saving stuff. There we go, saving stuff. And then we can put this out as a last workflow of the night. It's like playing video games. You're like, oh yeah, just one more game. I'm like, just one more node. I'll just do one more prompt. I'll just do one more. I'll just train one more model. I'll just caption one more data set. It won't even take that long. And if you have that attitude, you won't know where the hours went, but you'll get a lot done. Did I just plug the wrong thing into that? I hope not. No, it's in the right thing. So let's see, project name, project name, project name, project name, project name. They're all plugged in. Ah, that one's not plugged in. That one's not plugged in. I knew there were more. Somebody asked me about that earlier, and Crozor, you asked me about this. This is how I do it, by the way. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see sometimes, but I have a node called Project File Path Generator. You tell it what folder you want, and that is the folders inside out, the output folder. That's the first folder. Then I use a parameter for the project name, right? Do you know what? Have I attached file name to it as well? Yeah, I did. Where else have I done that? Ah, see, I hooked it up wrong. Okay, so when you save the videos, they don't all go into one big thing. Yeah? So the project name changes. So whenever I'm doing a project, I type the name of what I'm doing in here. So for example, I could say like upscaled SVG grids 1, right? That's the project name. So that will be the main subfolder inside SVG Suite, because we're using SVG Suite right now. So it uses SVG Suite inside there, upscaled SVG grids. Then we have a subfolder, SVG. Now you can change the subfolder and the file name to something appropriate to what you're doing. So obviously if I said here, I could say originals, and I could say here 1, right? And like I said, you can name them all, so you can even do right click copy and then right click paste. So for example, this is going to save the image, and then it's going to save the SVG file with the same file name in the same folder, you see? So now every time you get, and again, copy, paste, and then paste. So now all of these are called 1. All 4 of these are called 1_0001.png, right? And then when they come into here, they get all of this stuff happens. And then look, we got the same project name with a different subfolder, SVG vid, because we just made the video version, right? These are all in a different folder. And so I would call this like, I don't know, I'd call it 1 again or something, you know, anything really. Vid 1, right? And then, in fact, what is it? 30. So I'd call it 30 FPS, right? And then for the next one, we'd call it 60 FPS. 60 FPS. Maybe I change this to interpolation so I know what the hell it is. And then this one is like SVG vid, that's what it is. And then when we get over here, of course, SVG, I'll say up. And then it will be laced v4. And that's, oh wait, sorry, v2, I got it wrong. Like that. Okay. This is also up for upscaling. Okay, so then when I run it, what's going to happen is it's going to crash. No such file or directory. What? Give me a sec. What you talking about, Willis? What? Oh, I put it in the wrong... Sorry, wrong hole. Hang on. So I actually accidentally... so that actually goes there. And this goes there. Maybe. No. Give me a minute. What's going on here? Hang on a minute. Why is that working here but not there? What's going on here? Why are you scamming me? Save advanced string. The string comes in. And then that comes... It's exactly the same as the last one, you big goon. What's going on here? Scour. String comes in. Shut up. What's this stuck on my screen for? So, hang on. What's the problem? It's working the exact same there. Exactly the same. It's just a copy. Have I clicked on something and broken it somehow, somewhere? I just delete this. Make it again. So string into the there, and then the SVG string into there. So that's an important thing which I might not have mentioned tonight. SVG is actually a string of XML. I never knew this. Because I never really looked into it before. Why is that not working? What's going on? it's suddenly having problems with this node here, which is bizarre because I've got the exact same setup there. What's happened here? What has happened here? All right. Tell you what. Now what? I muted it. I've no idea why that doesn't work. That's bizarre to me. Because the thing is, you've got the exact same setup here 4 times. The other 3 work and this one doesn't. Did I like check some? I haven't. It's got the exact same. Copy. Fix. Paste. God knows. God knows. God knows. Don't question it. Just mute. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with my thing. That's just a completely unrelated. Wow, look at that. When you're using different colors, I think the animation looks better actually. Or it's different. It looks almost like a factory, like it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It looks like some kind of process. Damn. That's actually nice. Okay, so anyway, like I said, copy that and throw him in there under Mr. John Finger. There's the other one. So you've got, like, you know, it's like different ways of upscaling so you can compare what they look like. And now we've actually got a working thingy. I'm going to try it one more time and it will crash. No crash this time. I did nothing. You saw it. I did nothing. Now it works. I'm not going to... like I said, it's haunted. There's ghosts. There's ghosts. Ghosts in the shell, guys. Wow, look at that vibrancy. Wow, it's sort of like it gets more and more intense and then it goes bleh. I actually really like that. So this one is at 1.5, so it'll take you from 720p to 1080p. This one is at 2, so I'm actually going to move this one up to 2 as well. And then if we start at 2048, that's my final stress test. Because like I said, right now, it's set up for 1024. So we've got ourselves a bit more headroom with efficiencies. So, wow. God damn, dude. Yo. It looks like the shapes are fighting to bubble up outside of a... That's so crazy. Yeah, right? You could save some money then, Dragon. Damn, dude. Okay. And save and run. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I knew I was going to have a lot of fun building this one tonight. Oh my god, look at this. Looks like some kind of reaction. Like everything... Oh, get away from me. You know, like magnetic. Looks like everything's trying to get away from itself. Damn. Oh, it blew up. It blew up. Video interlaced blew up. We did actually get it, though. We did actually get it. So it blew up on the upscaler. He can't do, you know, that. He can't do that size image, unfortunately. It's too big for him. Maybe if I take it down to 1.5. Like I said, This is like peak performance. When you're nudging up against the part which explodes, breaks, melts, or otherwise flies out of the engine bay, you know that you're getting close. You're getting close to the top. And obviously you can solve these problems usually with money. Buy a 5090 or get one of those pro GPUs with the 96 gigabyte VRAM. Like, I don't care about the 5090 anymore because they brought out something with more. Like, I appreciate it's not really a consumer card, right? 96 gigabytes of VRAM, but the thing is, if that exists, I want one. I was thinking about trying to get an old A100, but now they're going to bring that out. It's kind of pointless. So will it be expensive? Yeah. Yeah, it will be. But why would you buy 96 gigabytes of VRAM, the Pro GPU? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, why would you buy a 32 gigabyte update? What's that? You need Threadripper? Dude, if I had a 96 gigabyte GPU, I'd build the system for the GPU, so whatever it needs, it gets. She would be the most spoiled slab of silicon on the planet. Well, within reason. I'm not Google or Amazon, you know what I mean? We're just people, you know? But yeah, if I managed to get my hands on one of those, yeah, it would be like fully custom. So whatever it is, it would get it. I'd be sat there going, I'd be sat there saying, is 128 gigabytes of system RAM enough? No, needs more. Because that's the thing, like, how do you even do that? You need a 7,000 CPU to run the 8,000 card. Yeah, and then what about the RAM? Because think about it, right? If you're going to have a 96 gigabyte VRAM card, surely you need to have like 196 gigabytes of VRAM to go on top. I mean, system RAM. So then what kind of motherboard is that? I think you'd have to build a server rack, dude. I don't know. It might be you have to build a cabinet and just be done with it. Or buy blades. Yeah. Yeah, natural upgrade is the Pro model if you have two A5000s already. Yeah. But it's a real thing, and to answer you, Crozor, you can run multiple cards, but you need a special motherboard that actually has the full-size PCI Express, and that limits what you can have, because most of those are actually made for Bitcoin mining. They're not actually made for like big multi-slot stuff. Like, you used to be able to do SLI, but it's not really as relevant as it used to be. It's very rare for anybody to try and run two GPUs because normally their system can't actually run those GPUs. You know, like it takes a lot of the system up to even run the one. So running the two, you end up needing a monster PC, and then it's like, well, what are you doing? It's so niche. I think what they're banking on is that the GPUs get faster every X years. You buy a new computer every X years. There's an overlap. And so there's no need for people to buy two. I think they actually think that the whole SLI thing was a mistake. There's people from Nvidia and AMD that were all talking about how trying to convince customers to buy two things like that was a huge mistake, and they avoid it at all costs. And the reason is obvious, like, you know, like, think about it, you know, now you've got to buy two of them. Oh my god. You had to get an E670 motherboard with NVLink for your A5000s. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's more than most people want to deal with, isn't it? Damn! That's pretty smooth now, guys. I think if you get lucky on the palette, or if you tune your own palette, you're going to be good. But the GIMs definitely look better. Like, this is kind of like cloudy, like clouds or marshmallows, you know? Everything kind of loses its straightness. I think GIMS managed to stay stable, like, for a little bit longer. I think GIMS was better at this, but at the same time, you know, we're kind of like... we are kind of pushing our luck a bit here. See, I've got it on 8 right now. I don't think it really improved with 8. So I'm going back to 15. And it didn't explode at 1.5, so I think this might be the final setup. This might be it, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've nearly done it. Alright. Yeah, it's better when it's slower. There's a definite balancing act between too many frames and, you know, the loss of fidelity. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy, we're upscaling. Oh. It does not look good when it's choked out like. Oh my god. It's like. Oh man, it's struggling. But he's done it. It was a struggle, but he did it. Much slower there, look. See the difference in speed? Huge. Kind of see it creeping around the page. Wow. It's forming into different bodies of shapes and colors. It's very good. Now I must admit, I did build something like this about 2 years ago, but it wasn't this good. It was using generated imagery to do the same thing, but it wasn't as good as this. And I think it's because the difference in the color groupings, because what it does is the colors they go to, do you know what I mean? It changes colors, and then the colors go towards where they need to be. So it's like changes the colors of what's there and then morphs them into where the color shape should be next. So it's linear interpolation at its finest. But applied to the shapes and the colors, it's so crazy when it stops like that. And then I want to run this in like super slow motion actually. I think this would be best in super slow motion. And I think this is going to come out at about 1080p if it doesn't explode, because I am using batch 4 to be cheeky. I use batch 1 on my laptop, obviously. But it does work, although only for extremely short. You know what I mean? I'm not going to... My laptop's great at doing basic stuff. I don't try to throw too much at it because I realise, you know, it's only got a moped engine. Like my Chromebook is like a hedge trimmer. I think my phone has probably got 3 times the performance of my phone, and it's not even a good phone, you know. Well, it's a good phone, but not a good phone, you know. It's not new. Come on, come on. My whole computer is like losing the will to live. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. What is going on? It feels like I'm on remote desktop or something. Look at this mouse movement, man. Well, to be honest, you don't even need to see the mouse movement. These are all videos that aren't playing. I'm waiting for it to run out of memory or something. I think I might... Oh, whoa. Things are coming back. Oh, we've got it. We got it. It's doing it. Something tells me the batch size really doesn't help. Apparently this has motion compensation. Whether that actually works or not, I mean, this should be a good test. My God, man. I'd rather watch paint dry. Green bar nearly full. Look, green bar nearly get to 100%. Look, green bar get to 100. That means we win. Hey, so let's see that motion compensation then. Was it even worth anything? Let's have a look. Let's get me out of the way. And we want to go full screen on that. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Do you think it was worth a whole banana in Claude fees? I think it was worth a whole banana. I would have paid 2 bananas, in fact. And we haven't even started. Next time we'll be chucking more generative images into our inputs, be that be image to image, control net, and yeah, you got me, Dragon. I do love watching paint dry. I do all kinds of painting actually, so yeah, you are right. I would actually watch paint dry. I love it. Okay, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Until next time.